Well, hello there, guys, and welcome back to another anime review with your hostess with the mostest, AP. So, today we just finished watching the show called Hataraku Maou-sama, which is The Devil is a Part-Timer. Basically, why I started watching this is because back maybe a year ago, I added it to my list because I saw like this really cool little kind of GIF, an action scene GIF from the show, and I thought like, damn, that looks really neat. Want to see it? Add it to my list. Done. And the reason I watched it now is because my anime club here at uni is they were just like, this is what we're gonna watch now. So I don't really like watching things with the university. I like watching things I've already seen with the anime club. So I just had to watch it before we started it. It's just it's a pacing thing for me. I want to watch something at my own pace instead of weekly episodes. There's certain things I can do that and because I understand, but if it's already something that's completely finished, I'd rather watch it like this. So, just like I mentioned, the show is completely finished. It's 13 episodes long. I do not believe it's on Crunchyroll, so you'll have to go on some other sites that you all may know. And I would say this is a okay anime. I like some of the characters. What's this bitch name? One of the characters I didn't like was what's her name? Suzuno. I did not like Suzuno, the little girl in the formal kimono and whatnot, but we'll get into that later. So basically, this is about this has such a strong introduction to the show. I thought it was amazing. The way they start this show is just absolutely brilliant. Fucking war, kind of like a war going on right now. And they give you a little history about this war, and then they're like, ah, shit, man, like, the devil's gotta peace out, go dimension hopping, basically, and he comes into the world we know, and, he basically has to start anew and just start working to get by and make sure he gets his magic back so he can go back and defeat the people in his world. So that's what we're kind of introduced into the first episode there. Now, does it say along those lines? No. Because the character is the devil, the main character is the devil, or Satan, whatever you want to call him. He's never put into like bad light. You know, he's never the bad guy. Even though he has that negative stigma against him, he's never the bad guy. And people do hold grudges against him, and yeah, that's fine. It's Satan, you know, it happens. But so as a viewer, he's the hero of the story. So that's a really neat aspect. I thought the whole first episode was strong, and it wanted me to keep watching. And you know, it starts out, and then he's in our world, and he's kind of has to survive, and he has like one underling, and then you know he keeps running into a few more other characters sprinkled in that are from his original world that followed him through a gate. Some of these characters are trying to kill him, and well, I guess all of them are trying to kill him, but it doesn't necessarily end up that they keep pursuing that. He gets like allies. Now they don't completely align with him, but nonetheless they are allies. That's like the whole beginning part of the show, and then boom, you got your first badass little fight sequence. And just like the GIF I remember when I first saw it, it was a fucking neat little, I guess, introduction to his powers. Because during the first episode, we don't get to see much into his power. You see he gets a horn chopped off and he flees. It's basically all we see. But with this first badass instance of him, I thought it was very cool, well needed, and I greatly enjoyed it. It was what I needed. But unfortunately, it wasn't as long as I would like it to be. It was literally felt like 2 seconds of just action, because he is Satan the badass. So he's like, "You wanna fuck with me?" And they're like, "Nah, man, I don't wanna fuck with you." Now, that's all for like maybe the first half of this, I guess, series or season, whatever you want to call it. The second half of this season is greatly disappointing. They had lead up, and they kind of like toyed with it every once in a while that there was gonna be another fight, and there was another fight, but kind of going back to the first fight where we first see him go badass. It's, you want it, you want to see it, and you want to see the action, but they don't give it to you. You know there's a fight going on, but you're not like watching it. It's kind of a scene that's just in the back of your head because it cuts to other things, you know? It's like, you know it's going on, but you just can't see it. And I really dislike that, especially for like the final fight sequence. You just, fuck, dude, like, yeah, you just didn't get to see it, and I'm very disappointed in that kind of, I guess, style they did. One question I have is, how old really is Maou-sama? Like, really, he was like an adult, a grown adult, and even like throughout the show they kind of refer back to it, like how much experience he has in living and whatnot. Like, is he can't really be like a fucking teen, just like his coworker that has a crush on him. Like, they're not the same age, even though they look it. That's what I think. One thing I will say about this show that I just absolutely wish they didn't do was the last episode. The last episode I thought was absolute bullshit. Like, I've had some bullshit episodes before, but for a 13 episode show, one season, it's wrapped up, it's done, 13 episodes. They should have stopped at 12. This 13th episode, I feel like, was a mistake. Like, there was no development, no cliffhanger, no need for like assurance. Really, if they ended at the 12th episode, they would have been fine. They just kind of, I don't know, man. I think it's a mistake how they did the 13th episode. That's my opinion. Yeah, guys. I do think that it was a okay show. The beginning, like I said, the beginning was strong. It just kind of fell apart towards the end there. I rated it. I think I just rated it a good. Yeah, I rated it a 6 out of 10, aka fine on my anime list. Yeah, it was just a fine show, and the one character I would name the waifu of the anime would have to be Emi, and that is just because, honestly, solely of the 13th episode. There was, throughout the whole series, no one really came off as a waifu. No one was like too outgoing or too outstanding. Fucking Emi was one of those mean bitches that was fucking always behind her point, and she constantly referring to herself as the hero that has to do something with the devil, has to kill him or protect the innocent around him. I don't know. So she was always like having that forward position, trying to do shit. But in that 13th episode, she had a character change. And because we saw that character change, this is the only development in the 13th episode. So if you're like, oh, why are you talking so bad at the 13th episode if this is your waifu changing thing? It's because literally the only thing that happened in this episode. You could tell she got, like accepted Satan. She accepted him. Other characters throughout the show kind of hint at, oh, you should ask him out. You know, man. You should give him a little love. You know, you should, just do it, man. Just do it. But she's always like, fuck that, man. I hate him. He killed my family. And I guess during this 13th episode, she forgave him or something, man. Don't know, because it just ends like right after that. So you really don't know shit. But yeah, honestly, that's the whole thing of Devil is Part-Timer. So yeah, guys, that's the deal. That's the show there. I hope you've enjoyed the other videos I've been putting out, and I'm trying to change up my setup and trying to experiment more with styles of doing this show. After this one, you will be seeing a new setup. Please, I would greatly appreciate you all on hitting me up with those comments on your thoughts on how to develop the show even further, take it to the next step, because I would love for this show to expand and for people to like share these so you could introduce anime to people that haven't seen this anime show or want to even get into anime. So dude, fucking hit them share buttons, dude. Other than that, I will see you in the next one, guys. Bye. All music used in this video is from a YouTuber named Trial and Error. He has his own website, and his YouTube will be linked in the description down below. So please go, if you're interested in the music, go check him out on his YouTube or his website. His music is very anime themed, so if you're interested in that, definitely drop by his page.